When it comes to food storage, many people assume that refrigeration is the best way to keep items fresh and safe to eat. While it's true that refrigerators are essential for preserving many perishable goods, they are not a one-size-fits-all solution. In fact, some foods can be negatively affected by the cold temperatures in a refrigerator, leading to changes in texture, flavor, and nutritional value. In some cases, refrigerating certain foods can even accelerate spoilage rather than prevent it. Understanding which foods should not be refrigerated is crucial for maintaining their quality and ensuring they last as long as possible. For instance, while we often refrigerate fruits and vegetables to extend their shelf life, certain varieties are better suited to room temperature. The same goes for pantry staples like bread and coffee, which can lose their optimal flavor or texture when exposed to cold, damp environments. In this video, we will explore 8 commonly misunderstood foods that should not be stored in the fridge and explains why doing so can be harmful. We'll dive into the science behind why refrigeration isn't always the best option, shedding light on how cold temperatures can alter the composition and taste of various foods. By understanding these nuances, you can make more informed decisions about food storage and avoid common mistakes that lead to food waste or poor eating experiences. Before we go further, I've noticed that engagement has dipped a bit. If you're enjoying this content, please take a moment to like, comment, and share. It'll help more people discover it. Now, let's dive into this guide and uncover which foods are better off outside the fridge. Tomatoes are one of the most commonly misunderstood foods when it comes to refrigeration. Many people think refrigerating tomatoes will keep them fresh longer, but the opposite is true. Refrigeration dramatically alters the flavor and texture of tomatoes, turning them mealy and dull. This is because cold temperatures damage the cell structure of the fruit, causing it to break down in ways that leave it soft and grainy instead of juicy and firm. Tomatoes ripen best at room temperature, and refrigeration disrupts this natural process. When tomatoes are placed in the fridge, the ripening process slows significantly, preventing them from developing their full flavor. This is especially true for unripe tomatoes, which need warmth to continue ripening. A tomato that is chilled before it ripens fully may never reach its peak sweetness and juiciness, leaving you with a less satisfying product. Additionally, the aroma of a tomato, which is part of its flavor profile, is diminished when stored in cold environments. The volatile compounds that give tomatoes their distinctive smell are less active in cold temperatures, leading to a blander taste experience. To enjoy tomatoes at their best, keep them on your countertop. If you find that your tomatoes are ripening too quickly, you can slow the process slightly by placing them in a cooler part of the kitchen. But avoid the fridge unless they are fully ripe and you need to extend their life by just a day or two. For long-term storage, freezing tomatoes is a better option than refrigeration, especially if you're planning to use them in cooked dishes. Freezing preserves their flavor and allows you to enjoy tomatoes out of season. But remember that once thawed, their texture will be soft, making them ideal for sauces or soups rather than fresh salads. Potatoes are another kitchen staple that should never be stored in the refrigerator. The reason lies in the chemistry of starches. Cold temperatures cause the starches in potatoes to convert to sugars more quickly than they would at room temperature. This change in starch-sugar composition can lead to several undesirable effects, including an overly sweet taste and an unpleasantly gritty texture when cooked. When potatoes are exposed to cold for extended periods, this conversion of starch to sugar also affects the cooking process. For example, when you try to fry or roast refrigerated potatoes, they may turn out overly brown or burned on the outside while remaining undercooked on the inside. The excess sugar caramelizes too quickly under heat, making it difficult to achieve a crispy exterior without burning. Furthermore, refrigerating potatoes can lead to the production of a harmful compound called acrylamide when they are cooked at high temperatures, particularly in frying or roasting. Acrylamide is a potential carcinogen, and its formation is more likely when potatoes have an increased sugar content due to refrigeration. The best place to store potatoes is in a cool, dark, well-ventilated area such as a pantry or a cellar where the temperature is relatively stable and they are protected from light. Exposure to light can cause potatoes to turn green and develop solanine, a bitter compound that is toxic in large amounts. If your potatoes sprout, they are still safe to eat, but be sure to cut away the sprouts and any green areas before cooking. For long-term storage, it's important to keep potatoes away from onions, which release gases that can cause potatoes to spoil more quickly. Proper storage will keep your potatoes firm and fresh for weeks or even months without the need for refrigeration.